All right, welcome back, everybody. This is from 11.1. I thought we'd take a look at a couple of the problems in here. This one looks a little different than something we've done lately. A physical therapist wants to determine the difference in the proportion of men and women who participate in regular sustained physical activity. What sample size should be obtained if she wants to ask the estimate to be within 4 percentage points with 90% confidence, assuming that she uses the estimates of 22.6% for male and 19.9% for female. I'm gonna have it open in StatCrunch here. It'll try to, if you ask you an example, it's gonna lead you down a rabbit hole where you do an equation. We did this find sample size thing before with one sample. We should be able to figure it out with two samples. This is proportion stats, two sample. Let's check out the power sample size. I've never done it with the two sample, but I can't imagine it being too much different. They give us a confidence interval. They said 90% confidence, so I'm going to change this to 90%. Make sure you're on confidence interval with tab if you do this. First proportion will be 22.6. We want to write it as a decimal, so 0.226. And second proportion is 19.9 as a decimal, 199. And it says the within 4 percentage points means plus or minus 4, which means a total of 8. 8 percentage points as a decimal would be 0.08. And we've entered in everything but sample size per group. If we click compute, it should give us the number to use. So it's recommending we use 566 for each group. And then it says, do not use any prior estimates. No prior estimates means 0.5 on proportions. And I'm going to reset the width to 0.08. Nothing else has changed. I'll click compute, it says 846. So like no prior estimates is like a worst case scenario. Notice that the sample size is a lot larger. That's a lot of people to ask questions of. Yes.
Are you just gonna review section 11, or can we go back to 10 on a question?
We can go back to 10 on a question if you'd like. If you've got a question in mind, I'm more than happy to check it out.
Yes.
Okay, so this was, again, what I did for, this is question number 6 and 11.1. I did stats, proportion stats, 2 sample, power sample size. Click on confidence interval width, and it's a lot like what we did with one sample, except we got to add, we have 2 proportions now to enter, not just one. That's the only difference. There's another one I want to look at in 11.1 because a student emailed me about it and it was confusing to her and it's not obvious. And so I thought I'd go over it. And do you know what problem it is that you want?
I think it was just like question 1 and 2. They were similar, but I think I missed a class because I was sick last week, so we might have covered it, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
Or not last week, the week after. The week before.
So wait, it says I'm not done. I didn't click check answer. Okay. So this one is a little tricky. It says researchers wonder if there is a difference between males and females in regard to some common annoyances. They asked a random sample of males and females the following question. Are you annoyed by people who repeatedly check their mobile phones while having an in-person conversation? Among the 574 males surveyed, 197 said yes. I'll write this down. Seems like there's a lot of shit going on here. 11.1, question number 5. This is math 321. And it says group 1 is males. And 197 said yes out of 574. Group 2 is females, and it said 213 said yes out of 562. And it says complete part, does the evidence suggest a higher proportion of females are annoyed by this behavior? We'll take a look at it. We got part A, determine the sample proportion for each sample. And even though they gave us the data for males first, it says proportions of females and males respectively, because they're assholes like that. They could have easily put in the same order as the data given, but they didn't. We need to figure out what those values are. So let's see. I didn't bring in my fucking calculator today like a chump, so I gotta use my phone calculator. I don't like using my phone calculator. So males, group 1, proportion 1 is going to be X1 over N1. It's always the number, the smaller number out of the bigger number. So 197 out of 574. The only thing handy about it is it has the old answers to questions. So to 4 decimal places, I'm getting 0.3432. P2, females, X2 out of N2. We have 213 out of 562. When I do that division, I get 0.3790. So this is like 34.32% said, yes, it's annoying. And the women's 37.90%, yes, it's annoying. So at least in this sample, the women were more annoyed by it. But that doesn't mean that's going to be true for every group. I'm going to come in here and put them in as decimals. 0.3. Oh wait, they wanted females first. 0.3790 and 0.3432. Did I do something wrong in my calculator? I put 213, not 218. That changes my percentages even higher. Wrote down the wrong damn number. That's lame. 0.3879, which is 38.79%. There we go. Says, explain why this study can be analyzed using the methods for conducting a hypothesis test. The sample size is less than 5% of the population for each sample. That's pretty important. And I bet N times P times 1 minus P match. And the samples are independent. We don't know that the population is normally distributed, but it probably is. So for the question, what are the knowledge? Is the evidence suggest a higher proportion of females are annoyed by this behavior? So we're going to do H0 is always equality. And it says P1 represents females, which is different than how I have it. and P2 represents the males. And they want to know if females is higher than males. So we should have P1 is greater than P2 based on the way they chose their groups. And this is the where it gets a little tricky. It says describe the sampling distribution of P female minus P male. Draw a normal model with the area representing the p-value shaded for this hypothesis test. Okay, so it wants the mean and standard deviation for this test. The mean is the result of P1 minus P2. And it comes from H naught, not from your sample. So P1 equaled P2, P1 minus P2 equals 0. So the mean is going to be 0. That's what they're looking for. Now, this one, standard deviation, this has got a very, very, very annoying formula. And seeing that you don't need to use the formula later on, there's an easy way to do this. Just go ahead and do the two proportion test. It will say standard error. That's standard deviation. So we'll let the computer calculate it for us. Did you by chance happen to do ask my instructor on it? And I missed it. Okay, damn it.
No, I didn't.
But so you know which question it is?
Question, I think one.
Okay.
1 and 2, I think they're like similar, so.
But do you know in which section?
Oh, yeah, 10?
Chapter 10 has got
10-1,
3,
1.
10-1. Okay.
No, wait. 10.2. I did 10.1 already. 10.2. All right.
I got my eye on you, Melinda. Okay, I'm gonna come over here and do that, what we just talked about right here. So I already got StatCrunch open. I'll use the one I have open already. Stats, proportion stats, to sample with summary. I'm gonna put it in the order they said. Females was 218 out of 562. And males were 197 out of 514. And they had greater than. And I know they said they wanted to ask us to draw a normal area model. I think I can edit this and I think I can get it to maybe p-value plot. We'll check it out. Let's throw that in there and see what we get. Might just might happen to give us what we need for the next thing. So I'm going to write down the results I get here because I'm sure they're going to make us do the hypothesis test. So I'm getting a z-stat of 0.1559 1495. I don't know how many they're gonna ask for, so I'm just writing them all down. P-value is 0.4381. And that standard error right here, that bad boy right there is the standard deviation. And 4 decimal places, it's 0.0297. Which I will copy and paste. And that was 0. MFer. Did I do the wrong number of decimal places? Do you want me to put 0.0000? Oh, they want us to actually use the value in there, not H0. So that should be sample difference, I think. Should be the 0.3879 minus the 0.3442. I swear I did this earlier and it told me it was fucking wrong. I swear to God I did. And it said it was 0. Zero 447. What the fuck? It was 0. That's not right. Okay. I can always come grab the formula over here and fucking verify it by hand. Didn't want to do this. Maybe it's not actually showing it. It's supposed to. I'm expecting a call. Let me take this real quick. Hello? I'm fine, but I'm in class. Can you call back later? I don't even have the damn formula written down. Okay. Let me go back here. Gives the damn formula in this thing. Part D. Oh. So. I'm gonna write this down by hand and we're gonna calculate real quick. Make sure that we had the right answer and not that the computer was dicking us around. So mu was P1 minus P2, which was 0. That was correct. Standard deviation is square root of P1 times 1 minus P1 over N1 plus P2 times 1 minus P2 over N2. And here we had 0.3879. times 1 minus 0.3879 over 562, that was the females, plus 0.3432 over 1 minus 0.3432 over N2, which was 574. And I'm gonna do the square root of that. This doesn't look fun. 0.3879 times 1 minus 0.3879 divided by 562 plus 0.3432 times parentheses, fucking thing does not want to do it when I hit it. What the fuck? There we go. 432 end parentheses divided by 574. I hit equal, and then I'm going to take the square root of the answer. 0.0286. Shit, it was right. So I don't know what standard error is in there.
Is the numbers right?
I don't know. I'm going to go back and look at StatCrunch and see what we had. You need to back up? So that is not it. It's not standard error. It is 0.0286, like they said. Fucking annoying formula. If you get that problem wrong, don't worry about it. I always add extra points to everybody's homework just to deal with shit like this, like unexpected hiccups for shit I didn't teach in
Go
class.
back to that screen, that the information that you put in on first, I just want to see,
That one?
no, the StatCrunch. Like what you put in there to try to get that.
Oh, I did view an example and I scrolled down to D. Because I'm working on D. And this is the formula I was using. View an example is really helpful if you're going through it and you get stuck on a part.
Yeah.
Just fast forward through the view and don't do help me solve this. To help me solve this, it will continue helping you with the current problem, make you do a whole nother one. But if you're just stuck on one idea and you're like, I don't know what the fuck they're asking, I don't know what this formula is. Jones didn't go over the formula and you want to get it knocked out, just look it up over here and you can do this formula. You can literally punch this in exactly as is on a calculator if you've got a parentheses key for your calculator, and get the answer. And now notice it says the mean, it says P1 minus P2. It does not say P hat, P1 hat minus P2 hat. It does not want you taking your sample and deciding it. You should be going from H, not for the first part. All right, so that's that. Let's see, did it at least generate a curve the graph we wanted to look at? It did. It made a nice little graph. So we want to find the graph that looks like that. None of them look like that, but that looks closer to it. Why did that not look like that? See, I put the wrong data in here. Is that the fucking problem? I had 197 over 574. Check and check. And I had
14 though,
what?
oh, 514.
Oh, son of a bitch! I fucking looked at it again and I thought it looked the same. Now watch this. This motherfucker's gonna be right. Standard error, there it is, 0.0286. Okay, so the formula, fuck that formula.
Yeah, it's stated. I bet it is.
Okay, I thought I was tripping out. And no, I just fucking entered it wrong. Excellent. That changed everything over here. That's why I still don't know where they got their 0.445. So what else is fucking wrong here? What else did I do wrong? 197 out of 574, 218 out of 562. That part's correct. Was there more here? Come down to D. I go back and look at the graph. It's got a different p-value number though. It's still over to the right, but it's got a different p-value than theirs listed. Maybe they were just fucking lazy and used different numbers. Because that is not the right p-value, but it is shaded like this. Motherfuckers. They're like, draw the model, don't use the p-value that we give you. If that's why they didn't even have it yet. So we got our p-value. Our p-value, oh, where is it? 0.0589. The 2 decimal places is 0.06. Oh, test stat. They wanted to test that first. Fucking close it. $1.56.
That's the Z one.
It says, E says, now if you read it, it says determine the p-value based on the model. And then it says, fucking next sentence, first find the test statistic. You fucking dizzy motherfuckers that wrote this goddamn test, you all are asshats. Ass hats. I need to write the new Z stat down. They fucking deliberately make shit confusing. Oh, round to 3 decimal places now. 0.059. How annoying. Interpret the p-value. If the population proportions are equal, you're basing it off of H naught. One would expect a sample difference proportion greater than, because it's on that, the picture's on the positive side. So on the positive side, we're looking for the greater than thing. Greater than the one observed in about blank out of 1,000. Just multiply this number by 1,000 and you get the answer you're looking for, 59. Oh my God, this problem's still not fucking done. Based on the p-value, what would you suggest? That is, what is the conclusion of the hypothesis test? And assume an alpha of 0.01. Well, our proportion, our p-value is higher than alpha here. so p-value is not too low. So we will not reject the hoe. And not support HA. So we want to go with the one that says not support HA, and HA was that females were higher than males. So we want do not reject H9, that's one of the top two. And we want to go with not enough evidence. There is not sufficient evidence at the alpha equals 0.01 level of significance to suggest a higher proportion of females are annoyed by the behavior in question. So in reality, we really wouldn't use 0.01 for such a stupid fucking question. Like the results are not game changing. They're not saving anyone's lives. There's no need for that level of accuracy. It still would have failed at 0.05 alpha, but if alpha had been 0.1, it would have passed. It was still off enough. All right, let's go look for Melinda's question. I just fucking closed the window. Okay, no, I didn't. I still got it. What the fuck oh yeah. Told me I was wrong because I typed shit in wrong. That was a fail. Lesson. Check your fucking numbers that you entered first. I try to tell students this all the time. Check what you entered, and then did I do it when I got it wrong? No, I didn't. I spent extra fucking wasting 20 minutes of your fucking time using a formula you don't need to use rather than just checking my numbers and seeing that I got it wrong. OMG, really? Chapter 10, you say?
Oh, you went over.
We might have done this in class, or it might be in the Math 321.
That was the day that I missed, so.
It might be in the Math 321 videos, but
Yeah.
it's either there or it's in the other class. But when it loads, I can tell you real quick since you're asking.
Probably easy, I just don't.
Oh, come on. The fuck?
Or you can do question 2, not question 2. That was the same.
Did the Let's try this. Still able to navigate through pages. Nope, Pearson's getting bitchy now. Wonder if the internet's going down. Let's find out. Nope, Google Maps loaded right away. It's Pearson. That's great. This is gonna make a fun fucking lecture if it's Pearson. If it's Pearson and when class starts, I'm just gonna tell you guys to watch this morning's lecture and send everybody home. Cause like if I can't show you how to do it. I mean, I can walk through the basics of each thing.
I was having trouble yesterday logging into it.
With Pearson?
Yeah.
Oh, that is happening to me today. I was trying to do my work today. It just
Oh.
didn't pop up.
Yeah, that's
Of
what I
course.
too, I think.
Of course, right?
Yeah, the course, actual course.
Yeah, it logged into my account, but it just didn't pop up.
It logged in and it was like a different screen, like that I never even
I'm
seen.
with Tech Now. Want me to ask something to Tech?
Yeah, so they'll want something different. They'll like want my information, shit like that.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be that long.
So if you did question 1, then I could just go back to the video and look.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in the lecture, like that Math 21 video or the Math 321 video.
Yeah.
If it's in the math 321, they're labeled, so.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't look, I think it was one of those days where I missed, it was like last Thursday. Did you do it last Thursday?
Let's see, I did
It wasn't
11,
last class.
I did 11.1 on Tuesday,
Oh,
so I would have done. I would have done in the math 321 version on Thursday,
yeah,
or no, I would have done it on Tuesday, this week. If I did it in lecture. It would have been last Thursday.
yeah, it was last Thursday, that's the day I missed.
It's like your holiday weekend might be starting early. Class doesn't start for another 10-20 minutes though, so we'll see if it's up by then.
It's working for me.